If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. You can only laugh at this because if you've watched my channel for a while, I used to cover this all the time. I was talking about after-school Satan programs and these satanic invocations occurring in government buildings around the country and how they were easing it in to normalize it, to prepare people for it so it's no longer a big deal. Well, apparently they just did it again, and how ironic of the timing that they did this in Alaska just in time for the summer solstice, right? The summer solstice, that we have a Satanist who demands, a member of the Satanic Temple, of course, because this is all they do, is they demand to go in, into government buildings and have the right to hail Satan in front of everyone, even though they don't believe in him. I don't know if people out there, do you believe in corn on the cob? If they don't believe in Satan, why are they going up there and saying, hail Satan? Right? But they'll sit there and they'll just go, well, we're atheists. We're atheists. Well, we're trying to prove a point. And it's just to normalize this. Because again, congratulations if you're new to this, your government officials worship Satan proudly. This is going to be normal. There's a reason that the Baphomet statue is getting rolled outside of, Capitol Hall and all these places around America. They are normalizing this, and then they're getting their movies like Hail Satan released in Sundance so that they could use propaganda and tell everybody how they're victims, being attacked by Christians, showing Christians as bad people, people saying, oh, you're going to burn in hell. And they're like, look, we're just normal people having a good time. What are you getting all uptight for? Right? Meanwhile, they're dumping milk on each other outside of abortion centers. They're going after victims of satanic ritual abuse, and they're just continuing to go anywhere that there is a monument of Christianity and trying to have it removed or have their ridiculous statue of a goat with breasts and a penis put there. Even the New York Post covered this. This became a national story. A Satanic Temple member who won the right to deliver an invocation at an Alaska government meeting prompted a walkout by a dozen attendees who borough officials when she declared, hail Satan, in front of everyone in the room. So people got up and walked out, which is a good sign and a good thing. Funny, it's just funny, right? What you can and can't say, what religions can and can't exist, and the one always under attack is Christianity. It's about 40 people protested outside the meeting, which kicked off with with Iris Fontana's invocation, the first given by the Satanic Temple since the borough changed its policy in November. The new policy allows anyone to deliver an invocation regardless of a religion. So pretty much anybody can go up there and say whatever they want. You can go up there and say, hail corn on the cob. You can go up there and say, hail toilet paper. Right? Oh, that's my religion. But, why don't they just go up there and say, hail atheism, since they're atheists, so they tell us. That which will not bend, quote, Fontana said, that which will not bend must break, and that which can be destroyed by truth should never be spared as demise. Oh, what wonderful poetry, huh? Truth? The truth is you worship a goat with breasts and a penis, for crying out loud. Why don't you let them know that truth? And then she goes on to say, it is done, hail Satan. I mean, are you kidding me? When they come out and they tell you they're atheists. How people don't see through this is beyond me. Fontana was among plaintiffs in a lawsuit brought by the ACLU of Alaska against the borough's 2016 policy that required those who wanted to deliver invocations at government meetings to belong to official organizations with an established presence in the region up there in Alaska. Other people who have been denied permission to offer prayers included an atheist and a Jewish woman. I'm sure the Jewish woman was declined. Give me a break. The Alaska Supreme Court ruled that the borough's policy was unconstitutional, leading to the change in policy. Outside the municipal building, protesters held signs reading, "Reject Satan and his works and know Jesus and his love." Some assembly and audience members walked out before Fontana spoke. Assembly members aren't required to attend invocations to participate in meetings. During public comment, some audience members offered Christian prayers, while Barrett Fletcher, a pastor, said the borough should nix invocations altogether and stop offending people. He said, and then you get this quote, "I'm sure when I give the invocation in Homer in September, there will be people that are offended by the idea of a creator of the universe, the great flying spaghetti monster being invoked," said Fletcher, who belongs to the satire religion known as Pastafarianism. What? So there you go. There's your corn on the... that's how ridiculous all this stuff is, right? And here's the thing that gets me, okay, when you talk about this. An invocation, right? INVOCATION. The definition, the summoning of a deity or the supernatural. I repeat, the summoning of a deity or the supernatural. And here it is in a sentence. Let's pretend we're at the spelling bee. His invocation of the ancient mystical powers. Right. Interesting choice of words for people who are atheists, who are just trying to demonstrate and act upon our freedoms, right? People calling these people patriots. These are the people who are stripping your right to free speech, just so you know. The Satanic Temple, they come out and they talk and they go, hate speech and Christian, but they go, well, it needs to be fair. All religions and stuff need to be treated equally. It shouldn't just be about Christianity. Then the next thing you know, if you have anything negative to say about abortion, well, you're a hateful person. If you have anything to say about the LGBT, you're a hateful person. And then what they want to do is take your right away for free speech. And that's exactly what they do and why they exist. People often say to me, oh, who cares about them? They're the bottom of the barrel. They aren't even Masons. Well, most of the members are actually Masons, at least the high-ranking people there. But why they're important is because they create this illusion of what they are. Then they do this dirty work like this, where now people think, oh, Satanists are really atheists. They don't believe in an actual God. They don't believe that God exists and they don't believe the devil's real. Then they go, hail Satan at the end of their things. And then no one's like, well, why would you say that then if you don't believe in him? Why would you call yourself the Satanic Temple? They come up with their, oh, well, this is why. This is our artistic way of expressing this and that baloney, right? And then, after all, it's laughable. It's laughable. And they sit there and they go, yeah, but we're going to do invocations. But the invocation is the summoning of a deity or the supernatural. If you're atheist, then you're not, what are you summoning a deity for? You're an atheist. You don't believe in any of it. Oh, man. And this is what's going to just keep happening. They're going to just keep slowly, little by little, normalizing this, right? So if they put the seed out there and they go, we're not Satanists, we're atheists. Here's a movie that's getting blasted all over. It's in the UK at Sundance. You know how hard it is to get into one of those festivals? You know how many people who are oblivious to all this stuff who actually wanted to be filmmakers and would write a film, an inspiring film, anything, a love story, a they aren't getting in. They're clueless to all this stuff. They're naive to it. And they will always tell you, they'll be like, oh, they won't believe in this stuff I talk about. This horrible documentary, which is nothing but a propaganda piece, showing Christians as hateful people and Satanists as doing soul work. What was the quote in the trailer? That they're real American heroes and patriots because they're going around and dumping milk on each other outside of abortion clinics if anyone's there protesting. Because they're going to places where people are convening to talk about satanic ritual abuse, and they're going there and making fun of them. These are people who have been abused. Well, if they don't actually believe in Satan and they don't care, and they don't, then what are they going there for? Let these people believe, if you think they're crazy, let them believe that they're abused. They're not going into anyone's, front yard with rifles. They're going there to meet together and talk about this stuff. And it really seems to bother the Satanists and their Gray's faction organization they have. I mean, it's all a charade. This stuff is just going to keep being normalized by all these secret societies and then all of these fronts for religion, right? Because whenever something comes up like, ooh, Satanism, they turn to the Satanic Temple. You know, they're always on the news now. It's like, oh, there was satanic vandalism or something. Or, oh, there was this. And then the Satanists pop up on MSNBC and Fox News. And then they explain, well, we're not really Satanists. And they come across well-spoken. And then everybody goes, oh, okay, they're not really Satanists. Real Satanists don't exist. It's just an expression. It's a way of rebelling or being an anarchist. No. This is the whole purpose of the organization. So this is Alaska. This is going to keep happening around America. You know, it happened in Florida. It happened in other states. I've covered Oklahoma. And they show up, and a lot of times they're in druid cloaks, but they're not Satanists. You know, they went to Bed Bath & Beyond and got a druid cloak and put a bathrobe on and show up. And they're like, no, I'm not a Satanist. This is my fashion style. I like to wear this cloak over my head. Look at me in my cloak. I mean, really? You know, and you got to be happy that people got up and walked out, because they should. Because this is just they're not just mocking Christians. They're normalizing. That's the problem. They're normalizing this stuff, and they're trying to take away free speech from Christians. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they're jumping in on all these agendas that are satanic, like the LGB. So, again, this is what goes on in America, folks. And people think Satanism isn't real and God isn't. I mean, they're just normalizing it day after day. Now it's in, you know, it's been in government buildings, but it's just going to keep spreading. And people are going to go, oh, it's the big deal. Until the point where they can go, okay, you know what? People have a problem with this, so we're going to have to remove all this Baphomet and satanic stuff. But we're also going to remove any mention of Jesus Christ or God. And that's the whole purpose of what they're trying to do. Sickening, isn't it? They think that they're clever. You know, they think that they have all these mind control tactics down. But, you know, there are people like me who are awake and well aware. But, again, they're going to keep getting promoted in the public eye. It's just the way it is. I can't control the mainstream media. They love it. Like, oh, it's a big story. Ooh, Satanism on the news tonight. You know, and then they come out and they bore everybody. They're so boring. Ever hear these guys speak to Satan? Oh, my goodness. You want to talk about NyQuil. You don't even need the night. You just put on one of their interviews. It's like, well, what we are is an organization of free-thinking people who respect people's freedoms. Oh, yeah, boring. But I know what they're trying to do anyway and why they're doing it, but they're snooze fests. Anyway, I thank you for listening to today's show. I just want to make everybody aware. God bless all of you and your families.